It's Rafael the Realtor. So you're thinking about buying a home. I know if you're thinking about buying a home, you're really worried, you don't really know what's going on. So I wanted to make a quick video to tell you what you should do at the very beginning, just to get started. I know a lot of realtors say you should start with us, you need to start with us and we'll help you get things going. But in reality, before anything else, you need to find out about financing. And so what financing is, unless you have a lot of money, maybe you won the lottery or you got an inheritance, you may not have the money to just go out and buy a house. So at this point, you're going to need help from someone who lends money, usually a bank, but there are some private institutions that lend. So as far as we'll talk about the different ways. There's going to be private institutions, and those are people with money who are going to lend it to you, and they'll charge interest rates to try to make a buck off of it. Same thing that the banks do. The one thing that if you're lucky enough to find is someone in California who's paid off their house. Very rare. But sometimes these people, they've already paid off their home. Maybe they're moving to South Carolina, or maybe they're moving to Texas. They're moving to somewhere with cheaper homes, and maybe they have enough money to buy a new home. And so they might tell you, hey, this is what I'll do for you. I'm gonna be the bank for you. I'm going to be the one who charges you interest and you pay your mortgages directly to me. At that point in time, you don't need a bank, you're just gonna work directly with this person, and usually they'll ask for a down payment, and from there you start paying them monthly. If the person's really cool, they look at the interest rates in the market right now, which might be 5% or 6%, and they say, you know what, I'm gonna do it for 3%. And that way you could end up with a really good deal. You could get monthly payments that might be lower, and it also helps them because sometimes they don't want to pull all the cash out. They want to wait and keep it in their safe from, grandkids who, oh, grandpa, grandma, I need a car. Or, kids who are like, oh, I want to buy a house. And they come and take all of their parents' money. So some of those people like to keep the money in the house for a while. And they might say, you know what? I want to move and try out a few states before I buy a house, so we'll do it for 5 years, and in 5 years you need to refinance so I could get all my money and buy a house wherever I like. Whatever the thing is, you might run into that kind of situation. Those are generally the 3 ways to get financing. That third way I just spoke of, where owner finances it for you, is very rare. It used to be more common when people in California did finish paying off their mortgages, but right now people in California have really stopped doing that. So because of that, it's very rare, but they are out there, and if that kind of situation does pop up, it's usually a good chance to save some money and help someone else out. So that's the first thing. If you're going the bank route, which is the most common way, most Americans go get a loan from a bank or some sort of private lender or some sort of company that lends you money. If you go that route, you definitely need to start there. That's the most important thing. You need to find a lender. Even if you think, hey, I want to buy a house in 2 years, I want to buy a house in 4 years, I want to buy a house in 6 months. If you haven't talked to a lender yet, you're already behind, because a lot of people aren't aware of what it takes to buy a house. So when you talk to a lender, they put so much in perspective, and they do it all for free. Well, some of them do. Most of them do. The people I know tend to do it for free because realistically they say, hey, this person wants to buy in 2 years. I'll do this for free for them, and hopefully when they're ready to buy, they use me. So you give them your information, which is they're going to run a credit report on you. They want some W-2s, some taxes, and ID, and they'll look at your finances and tell you, hey, you know what, you could buy a house now, or hey, you need to clean up your credit, or you need to save more for a down payment. I'm not a lender, so I don't know all the options of things they tell you, but I know that for some of my clients who thought that they were 2-3 years away, after they talked to a lender said, hey, you know what, if you pay down these bills and clean up your credit, you could buy in 6 months. And that really changed their focus. They stopped eating out and they started prepping to buy a house. So that could be you. So if you're just thinking about buying a house, it doesn't cost you anything to sit with a lender, figure out where you are. And I know some great lenders. I could send you a list of people and you could choose, and I could tell you what their pros and cons are, what languages they speak if you need help with certain languages, just so they can help you through that. And once you find a great lender and you get that going, it makes it way easier to buy a house because now you know this process is going. It kind of puts you in the mindset to do the right thing. And another thing is there's some programs that work. If you're a veteran, you might be able to do the 0 down payment, which is so great. If you make a certain amount of money, there are a bunch of different loan options, and you might qualify for something that you can get down payment assistance, you can get 0 down payment, you could get grants. There's so many different options that are out there, and until you talk to a lender, they don't know what you need. So you need to do that and help yourself and put yourself on the right track. And then after that, give me a call. Or, yeah, I'll call you. But either way, if you want that information, if you're interested in that, send me a text, send me an email, and I'll send you my list of lenders that I know work really great and take care of their clients. And like I always say, you can't always be the best at everything, but you could choose to work with the best agent who gives you great information for free. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.